Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Record Drums Online podcast, the podcast where I get to chat to record producers, mixing and mastering engineers, and session drummers. So today we have a great session drummer based in LA. His name is Rob Humphreys. Rob is one beast of a drummer, one monster of a drummer, and a super cool guy. He played with Jason Mraz. He recorded for Celine Dion, Leonard Cohen. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And we talked a little bit on about how to stay creative in the studio and how to use also unconventional gear when it comes to recording, and also how to find sessions in LA, and how to, if you're starting out, you move into LA, and he gives a little bit of an advice on how to how to do that. So before we introduce the episode, as always, please make sure to subscribe, like, tell your friends as much as possible about this podcast so that we can keep on growing. And that's it. So without further ado, please welcome Rob Humphreys. Nice, here we are. Nice one. Hey, Rob, how are you? You good?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Nice. Yeah, very well, very well. Thank you. How's are you in LA right now, right?
I am. I was about to ask, where are you
I'm in
coming from?
London,
You're
London,
in London.
UK. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So
Fun.
nice,
What
same.
part?
Just West London. It's called Acton, like Acton area.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, it's like, don't know if you ever been West London, but yeah, it's
Sometimes maybe I don't. I think I've I feel like I've seen that name on a map, but I don't know
on
if
the
I've been
map.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's not, there's not much happening. Like everything is like normally Central or East London. East London is
hmm
like where the music is happening. The music scene is
Yeah.
yeah is going
Do
on.
you,
Yeah.
sorry, I know this is a podcast for you're
Uh,
asking me questions, but I'm so curious too. Like, so you're a drummer,
I am.
right?
Yeah.
Are you first a
Yeah.
drummer, but you're also, I mean, I just did like a little bit of like digging, like you're like writing and recording, like producing
Yeah.
like full things, like working with like film and TV and
Yeah. I do a bit of composing, a bit of producing. I started basically my own website like about 10 years ago called Record Drums Online. It's not 10 years ago. What am I saying? It's like 7 years ago. But yeah, it's about basically when the whole remote recording thing was about to start happening. I was like,
yeah,
okay, you know what? Let's dive in, and I just like immerse myself into how to record drums and how to get into, you know, how to get good sounds and
man, that's
all
amazing.
that.
I
Yeah,
wish
yeah.
I didn't really, I never really did that, to be honest, you know. I've been so behind the curve on figuring that out. So that's, I mean, that's rad. Sounds like you're
Yeah.
smart of you. You figured
No,
some of that
man.
out.
But I mean, you've been doing all those sessions. Like you just coming back from tour, right? Like you were on tour in
Yeah,
Australia.
I just got back from Australia a couple days ago.
How was
So
it?
I'm still a little turned upside down. But yeah, it was super fun. It was great because I did maybe how many shows? We did 5 shows in like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane over the course of like 2 weeks, including the
Wow.
travel. So yeah, so I brought my family with me. There
Oh,
was a lot of,
nice.
it was super fun. Australia is such a fun place to
I bet.
explore and
Yeah.
great food, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Was this with the Casey Musgrave
Yes,
or
yeah, these are
okay?
Casey shows. Yeah,
Wow.
she's really the only artist that like who like I'll tour with, I'll travel with.
Okay.
Um, and it's great because I mean I leaving town is so difficult now. It was easy this time because I just brought my family with me, and I do that a lot with her. The
Nice.
camp it's very fortunate, like it's a very friendly place to be able to do that. Um, but yeah, other than I mean, leaving town's like it's the last thing I ever really want to do anymore.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it just gets harder like with kids. I
Kids.
have a 6-year-old,
Oh, nice.
and my partner works full time, and it's just a constant juggle of like it's already hard enough in town, like with feel like all the coolest things that I get to be a part of usually come up like within a week's time, like
Right.
time or even less. I don't know what it's like with you, like if you get called to do something, but I think I'm like at least on the tier of like musicians getting called to do something that usually it's like below or two below. There's like a Keltner and then there's someone else, and if like those guys are out, maybe they have to bail last minute, then it's like maybe I'll get a phone call.
Yeah,
I'm like
phone call, yeah.
three, I'm like a C team. You
Nah,
know?
man, nah, no way, no way, man, no way, no way, man. I was checking out, I was doing a bit of research on the albums you've played on, and yeah, man, I have to say, so the first encounter, let's say, with your playing was funny enough with with a trio that you were playing as like an organ trio
Oh
called
gosh.
Organ Freeman.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh,
And wait, how
I
did you
hadn't.
find that? How did you find Oregon Freeman?
I had basically basically I think when Spotify, I don't have Spotify, I have Tidal, but one of those like platforms, they kind of
Yeah.
just like they just propose you music, like it just comes, you're just listening to a song and then the next song comes on. I was like, wow, this song is great. And the song was Go by Richard, Not by Dick. I think
The
that was
funniest, I mean, gosh,
the best
yeah.
name, the best name.
All of those
And
track titles, I think we spent so much more time coming up with the names of the songs rather than the compositions themselves.
no, man, but it was great. And after that, I got obsessed. I was like, wow, this song sound amazing, and the drumming was great. I was like, who's this guy who's playing on this? And
Wow.
then I went on your website and discovered you played with Jason Mraz, Leonard Cohen, Celine
Mm,
Dion. So man, that's incredible. That's incredible. So just to do like a just to give like a kind of an introduction, could you
hmm.
tell us a little bit how you started like your journey into drumming
Yeah.
and how you got to into today?
Yeah. I mean, the story I always tell, at least the very like spark of it all, was watching the movie That Thing You Do. Have you seen this movie before?
No,
Man,
no.
so it came out, I think, in 96 or 97. It's a Tom Hanks film. He wrote and directed it. And as I was 8 years old, I think I was in third grade. And it was just, I just fell in love with this movie. And the protagonist in the movie is the drummer.
Amazing.
And the music is so good in the movie. It was just like one of these things, it's like I just sort of caught this bug of like, I love this movie. I'm this kid obsessed with this movie, but the music is so good and the drummer's so cool in it. And so I started, putting together drum sets out of like pots and pans and like, playing on like the washing machine and just like whatever I could find in the house, like just getting all these sounds together. And I would put the movie on and play along to it. So that was sort of like the first um idea of like me playing drum. Like it just coming out of just
Yeah.
copying whatever that guy was doing, whatever Tom Everett Scott was doing.
Is
He's the
that is
actor.
Yeah, okay. I think I might have seen like a few scenes, but I haven't. I've never seen the
Yeah.
actual movie. I think I've
It's
seen like a few bits.
such a great film. I mean, and it
Yeah,
still holds up, I think. I mean, I'm very partial to it because it's so near and dear to me because it's been such a part of my like musical history. But I think it still holds up. It's still one of the greatest music movies of my time, anyways.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I think that's kind of where my interest in drums started. And then I grew up in New Mexico, small town called Roswell. If you've heard of Roswell, it's the alien UFO city in
All
New
right.
Mexico. Some people have heard about it. Some people are obsessed with it, which is kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
funny to me. But it's a small town, and so like I had some friends that like got into music too, like around the same time. My brother played trombone in like the school band,
Nice.
and so I just kind of started surrounding myself or really creating environments like where people were, friends would come over and my dad had an acoustic guitar and we just start making music together and start making bands and eventually got into like music school like and did it like in high school and then even into college. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, and then
That's
eventually
great.
found my way to Los Angeles.
Yeah. What
It's
was
so
the
funny.
kind of the? Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry,
It's
sorry.
so funny. The kind
No.
of the journey was like I always thought like I didn't know like session musician was a thing. Like I listened to these songs like these, I listened to like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and and I didn't really think about, and then I see the movie like that thing you do and it's like about a band. And so I never really thought about being able to make a career in music unless you like had your friends and you had this band and you had a hit song and you got signed by a label and like did the whole. I thought that's how you did it,
Yeah.
and that was the only way to do it. And so I think after going to college, and I just met some people that had like come. I was in New Mexico and like had come in and out of LA, and I just heard that there was another world of it. So
Okay.
it was kind of discovering that even too. It's like, oh, I didn't have to like have a song that was going to be on the radio or like
Right.
be a part of something like that to be able to make a career in it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. And you decided straight to, okay, I'm gonna go to LA and
y-
just see,
yeah,
and you started figuring out what the session world was like,
yeah.
and
I mean, came pretty blind. I got involved as like a teacher's assistant at a music school. And so that kind of like bought time, and I was able to meet other musicians that lived here through the school. And really, my job was like, and I took classes there too. And my job would be like to just show up and like I'd play for like a bass class or a vocal class, and I would just read a chart down. And so then you make friends with the teachers, some of the students that are coming in, and I mean, I was 21 when I was doing that.
mm.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's still kind of a mystery how it all it works, or how I've even sort of made it to this, by no means made it at all. It's like it's always like a battle of like how to fit, especially with family now. It's like such a juggle of like how
Yeah,
am I going
no,
to continue this career,
for
But
sure. No, no, no.
even up to this point, it's like it's kind of a mystery. But it has a lot to do with just meeting a bunch of musicians and like
Yeah,
making friends with them, I guess. You know?
nice. Yeah, 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 yeah. And so after that, you just started getting session work, and uh
Yeah.
yeah,
Gosh,
yeah, yeah.
I don't even
Uh,
know how that I cannot
how
even
that
know
came
how that
about.
happened, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
It's so funny you bring up like Oregon Freeman though. Like those are just like a couple buddies that like that was a very interesting musical time in my life where I was like felt really caught between like coming to terms with it was like a failed jazz musician, where
All
it's like I
right. So,
really
so you
couldn't.
you studied jazz, like
Well, I studied classical, like orchestral percussion,
right.
really. I
Okay.
didn't even play drums. I mean, I played drums because I always did, like from being a kid, but my schooling was not so much drum set as it was like, I mean, my weekly lesson was like marimba and timpani.
Wow.
Gosh, I spent so many hours studying those instruments to like never. I've played marimba twice since I've been
Wow.
in Los Angeles. Um, but I mean I still like had this like I loved Elvin Jones and um I still had this like bug of like well I knew that was like another career. It's like people would like move to New York and there's I knew about these crazy jazz drummers
Yeah.
like like Brian Blade and Ari Honig and I mean so many like that was on my radar before I knew like being like a just a drummer that can go play on like an indie record or a
Yeah.
pop record
Yeah.
or whatever. That was more on my radar, like that career existed before anything
Before
else.
anything. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And then you met up with your friends, I guess, from
Yeah.
Organ Freeman, and man,
Yeah.
that because that music is so. I mean, it's awesome, and at the same time, it's quite hard to play. It's not like just
Yeah. I mean, again, that was a really interesting time, musical time. It sort of the band sort of spawned from I don't know. I mean, there was this gig that we used to do in Santa Monica at this bar called The Basement, and we'd get $100 a piece to, Trevor would man, we'd load that B3 down 2 flights of stairs. I mean, it was crazy.
yeah,
But it was just like a gig like that we
yeah,
could have as like people that live here, you know.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was fun. It was just like fun to play. So we started m- like going from like playing like Soul Live covers or whatever, or Lettuce covers to writing our own material. And the other guys I was very caught between, like I said, like the jazz thing, and then like maybe what I thought I was better at. Like I really got into like Zigaboo. I remember seeing
Mm.
Zigaboo play like pretty soon after I moved here, and I felt like it really sort of like changed my trajectory of what maybe my taste, like what I thought was
Yeah.
cool. Like I still like loved, um, you know. I still loved jazz music, but I was just kind of coming to terms with as what, I wasn't going to be like a shredder,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
or maybe I
No.
didn't
No.
want to be. It's just kind of stopped
Yeah. No.
practicing
But
it
it's
and
it's.
just,
I think Organ Freeman as well. It's like you guys like, especially you're playing in that and those albums. It's very balanced. It's not shredding,
mm.
and but it's funky as hell. Like you can hear
Oh,
like
dude,
some
that's
of
so cool that
those.
you think that, because I mean, I remember like being like, what am I spending my time doing this for? You know?
I mean, I guess of course you have to like instrumental music. It's like it's quite
Yeah,
it's quite a
right.
probably a niche kind of music, I would say. But
Yeah.
compare at least to what you record today and the artists you perform today. So when did you decide to, okay, you know what, actually this, let's say, quote unquote intricate music is not for me. I should go more you know
Yeah.
another direction.
I mean, I think maybe I just started getting more phone calls to like play quote like regular music,
Yeah.
secular music, just not like stuff that's not heady, like playing with singers, playing songs that have a
Mm,
verse and a
yeah.
chorus or whatever. Um, yeah, I think it was all kind of happening around the same time where like that band was like started to like tour and stuff and actually had fans. I did
Okay.
I remember doing a couple of van tours with that band. But
Mm-hmm.
I think at the same time, yeah, I like just started doing sessions, like playing other things that I wanted to be a part of that I think made more musical sense to me at the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we're like a
yeah,
little more like financially rewarding, where it's like it kind of made more
yeah.
sense as far as like a trajectory of like if maybe I should keep doing this and like grow this instead of like put all my eggs in the the funky jazz fusion
Mm.
organ trio project, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so when you decided to go to take that trajectory and just go like, to play with Jason Mraz, Leonard Cohen, I've seen like you use very very specific gear. Like
Hmm.
like it's I would say vintage. I would describe it sometimes. Some of the like I was listening to the Leonard Cohen album. Man, some of the
Hmm.
sounds, they're incredible. Like they're very specific, I would say. Like
Well, you know what? It's funny. I don't know what you're totally referencing, but I mean, before I try to like take too much credit or anything like that, um, I played on the last two records and only maybe four songs, I think,
mhm,
over the last two records. And the the first uh the first of those records, what You Want It Darker, is I'm playing a
okay,
cardboard box with a brush.
wow, okay, so
That I
that's
mean
what
that
you
was
was,
the
yeah,
sound,
yeah.
But
How
so,
did you?
but I mean, like to your
Yeah.
point, I mean, I think I do. I'm very. I think it's maybe even like um the childhood inspiration of like gathering stuff from the kitchen and like playing on. I remember like hitting the washer and dryer and it just having this crazy sound. I mean, I'm so attracted to the unconventional, and a lot of times that's vintage things, but just stuff that's like I don't know. I like to hear something and not really know what made it sound that way. Like,
Mm,
where it's like it's like it's interesting. It's like makes you question, like I don't know, like where is that actually coming from? What can possibly be doing that?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
And that, no, 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 and it's so interesting, yeah, because you hear this. I mean, now that you're saying it's a carton box, I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense actually. When
Yeah.
when you hear back, when you hear it back, but um, when you have to decide those kind of, let's say, drum parts, like for example, with Leonard Cohen, which are quite particular. How do you approach that? How do you say to the engineer, how about we do this, or to the artist as well? Like, what's the relationship, in that kind of sense?
Yeah. Sorry, one more time. My
So,
partner just
no,
texted
no,
me
no.
this.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
I'm sorry.
no. All good, all good. So basically, when you working for example, for Leonard Cohen, and that specific drum part that you have,
Mm,
it's on a carton box, as you were saying. How do you decide? Okay, I'm going to use a carton box, or I'm going to do this,
right.
and
Well,
like, is it? Yeah.
that specifically was I didn't really have a whole lot of. They knew exactly what they wanted. Um, God, and speaking of, I had mentioned like I'm like a C-list call, or whatever. I got the phone call to play on that record hours before I was at the studio. You know,
Oh
for
wow.
like the first session that I did, anyways. I mean, it was like literally, you know. I don't know who else they tried to get, or it was just like they came up with this idea. They're like, oh, we need this sound. And so they knew that. And I think probably a handful of text messages went out, and I was maybe the first to respond, you know.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it's crazy how that works. But
Yeah.
that session in particular, I remember like I walking into the studio, um, and everything was all set up. Like they had brushes and there was a box. Bill Bottrell was engineering. He's an amazing engineer. That was the first time I'd met him too, and I was like, um, and he just kind of knew what he wanted. Like mics were already placed. And so in that case, it's like I didn't really have a whole lot. It was just they wanted me just to feel, right?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but other times, I mean, there's plenty of plenty of times like where like I might get a call from a producer because he wants me to show up with something weird that he doesn't know about. Like it's like an
Yeah.
idea that's going to spawn from just whatever's going to happen when I walk in the door, or or we'll
Yeah.
talk about something, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, it really changes from case to case, I would
Okay.
say. Yeah.
So it's never the same. I see. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever get, like, when you got that call? Did you ever get like kind of a, I don't want to say intimidated, but like, oh my god, I'm gonna go record for Leonard Cohen. What's your
Oh
reaction
gosh, I was
emotionally?
so well, that was like in 2015 or something. So
Mm.
that was 2016 maybe. I don't know when the
It
record
came
came
out in
out.
2016. I saw,
It came
but
out. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember it came out and then he
he got
passed, and like
elected.
Trump got elected like right in the middle of it. It
Okay.
was just a weird time. I remember feeling like but it was
Never again.
recorded. I think I did the recording like maybe like a year before that or something.
Hmm.
It was, uh, but I mean, it was, like I said, it was a last minute thing. I think I had like gotten out of the shower and it was like, get to this. I want to do this, get to the studio as quickly as I can so I can be a part of this. I was out of the shower, like answering this text messages, like drying hair. He was like, "Don't bring anything," so I just show up, and I think I remember like where like I was like showed up in like shorts and sandals or whatever. It was like in the evening, and and Bill Bottrell answers the door like in a full suit.
Oh
I'm just
wow.
so, and I was like, oh man, like I hope it was crazy. And then of course, then I see I'm going to play a cardboard box. I mean, it was very intimidating, but what was also very surreal about that recording was the song that I recorded that night was this song called "Leaving the Table," which is like
Mhm.
this really slow 6/8 kind of thing, and it was just brushes
Yeah.
on the box, and I was like the last puzzle piece to it. Everything was basically done, and there's no click or anything like that. I'm just like playing to basically an acoustic guitar.
All right.
And so the tempo's moving all over the place, and there's lots of rubato sections. You have to listen, like reference the tune. But
Yeah,
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 there's like lots of like like stanzas where it's like here's the end, and then here we go.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You know, so it was a lot, and then you just hear his, hearing his voice is already
S-
done in the
s-
headphones. It was very surreal for me, where it was like one of those things like I don't know how I got here, but here
yeah,
I
yeah,
am,
yeah, yeah. So he wasn't in the at the session, Leonard Cohen, but
No,
it's
he wasn't. No,
no,
Leonard
but
was not
he's
there.
I've listened to that track. It's such a emotional. Uh, it's
Yeah,
a great song, and his voice, for some reason, is very loud. Like it's
yeah,
like is the predominant part of the whole song.
yeah,
Like when you
yeah,
hear his voice coming in, you're like, wait a minute, it kind of takes you. Yeah,
totally. I mean, it
yeah,
felt that. I remember feeling that when I was recording it, you know. I wasn't
yeah,
like messing with a mix or anything. It was just like, here's the
yeah,
track, and that's all and here's like,
yeah.
my my drums, my
Yeah,
box, and that was it.
yeah. Yeah. But so when you I guess like for that session, of course, it was everything was set up. But when you walk into other sessions that you do now in LA, do you normally just walk in and uh, already what kind of drums you want to bring in, what kind of course, I guess it depends from the session, uh,
Yeah.
but like
I
let's say a
mean,
typical session that you do.
yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, it depends, maybe I will get sent some music before,
Hmm.
and I'll listen to something and it will inspire like a specific sound where it's like I know I have this and this could be cool, and so I'll bring that. But I don't know, I always just like to bring, I mean, I'll go to a lot of studios that have a lot of gear already. I'll always bring stuff. I'll usually bring my own cymbals because I have a lot of, just like specific cymbals that I love and I know sound good with a lot of things. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'll just kind of bring like an eclectic group of things, like different snare drums, but I also love like just getting inspired by new sounds. Like if I'm going to a studio and there's like some drums there, it's not that I won't bring anything, but like a lot of times I'll just go there first. Like I'll just see how it
Hmm.
sounds. And tone can really dictate. I think it really dictates like a feel of a thing and like how you're gonna play it. And so,
Yeah,
almost by like creating like having that mystery of like I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna come from, putting this drum here, or how it's gonna sound, or how it's gonna make me play. It's
yeah,
it can spawn some really creative things. I think it's a way that
nice.
I try to keep myself in the creative flow, is like just
Yeah,
having, not getting so used to like the same snare drum that I know I can manipulate and do a bunch of things with. It's
yeah,
safe, but sometimes, putting
yeah.
myself like creating landmines for myself where it's like, I don't know, I have to use this. I'm going to figure out how to do it. Like it's uh,
Mhm.
keeps the creative juice flowing, I guess.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And when you're saying manipulating your instruments, like it's is there what's your kind of approach when it comes to, for example, tuning drums? Do you have like a specific? I know some people they're very methodical. They just like to
Yeah.
tune it, certain pitch, or some other people they just like they just do it by
Y-
ear and yeah.
I mean, I have no method. I mean, I think I know how to like make a drum, like a normal drum sound good, like the way it's supposed to or whatever, like, there's a 12-inch Yamaha 60s tom, and I know what that drum, how it sounds
Nice.
its best, and like how to tune it, and like what heads to, I think I've like honed that skill, but I feel like I'm rarely doing that
Mm,
anymore, honestly. Or maybe that's always a starting place, but I'm always, I don't know. Like I said, like all the the stuff that I love the most is just you're hearing things that are new and fresh, you've never heard before. You don't know where that sound is coming from or how that sound is happening. And so a lot of that comes from just totally screwing things up,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
or just putting like weird combinations of things together, just new things. I don't know. That's
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I'm always like tuning stuff differently. Like I don't really I have drums where I know like they might stay in the same area, but most of the time, like I have this like most of my snares are just like all over the place because they're
Okay.
constantly being tuned up and down and
Mm-mm.
out, like flopped out of tune and whatever to cater to any sort of specific idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
So
not like it's not a specific tune or
no,
just
yeah, no rhyme or
specific
reason.
pitch. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, nice. Yeah. What I wanted to say, like, is you? I saw you also have a you also do remote recording, right? Like, you. I don't know if you do it now, or I saw you have a
Yeah.
profile on Sound Better,
Oh man.
which which
Right. I mean, that was
probably
kind of like like we were talking about earlier, maybe before we started this, that was kind of a COVID response. And I was living in
mm,
San Pedro for a little bit, which is a little outside. I mean, it's still LA County, but it's like 45 minutes away. And I have a great friend who has an amazing studio, and he sort of like taught showed me the ropes, like my first, just dipping my toes in for the first time of like engineering myself and getting sounds and moving microphones around and
mm, 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 mm.
playlisting, like doing Pro Tools things, like I was all so new. And so I was doing that for a bit, and I still do. I
Yeah,
definitely still do, but I not nearly as much as I was, I think, during that time.
nice.
So
So yeah, 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 yeah. Is it not? So if someone, let's say, I wanna ask, probably now you're too busy, but let's go back in time. Let's go back to COVID times. When if when someone approaches you for recording a song, like remotely, for example, and you have to, I guess you have to go to your friend's studio, I guess, or
mhm.
do you have your own place? When yeah, what's how do you deal basically with the client and like recording of the song, like the demo?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't doing any like major stuff at that from home anyways. I wasn't
Yeah,
playing on like any big records or whatever where
sure.
so I mean I'd always just like a lot of times I'd invite them whoever down if they like lived close by or whatever, they would come to the studio or I would just, have a bunch of conversations like this, like if they wanted to, just talk
Mm, mm,
about
mm, mm. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How do you want your song
Um
to sound? Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I guess like that. But yeah, I
sure.
wasn't like really there was maybe one thing I did there that was like higher pressure, had to be done quickly where I just like asked really specific questions and like
Yeah,
or they, I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Most
yeah,
of it
yeah,
was pretty chill, if like I'm gonna be honest.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm not, you got the people like I don't know if like Dan Bailey has like been on this podcast
Yeah,
or
I
Kyle
would love to have
Fair.
him on. Yeah,
Man,
that
I mean
yeah,
those guys
yeah,
they're so incredibly dialed with
mm,
that. I mean, it's amazing. It's so inspiring what they're doing.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I never, not saying I won't ever be there, but I never quite took the remote recording thing to
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah, yeah.
levels, or I haven't yet, anyways.
No, no, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. You never know. You never know. It might come
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point. But
I
yeah,
mean, it
yeah,
would
yeah.
be smart. I know. So I don't
I
know.
mean, you live. I
We
guess you
see.
live in LA, which it
Yeah,
kind of helps to. It's more, yeah. Remote recording is more,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
how many set like in London? How I've never like really recorded in London before. I mean, is there, I know of some studios. Are you like going, are
yeah, it's Air
people calling in
Studios.
drummers to work in studios, or
Y-
how does it
Yeah,
work there? What does it feel
there
like?
are there are a few drummers. I mean, a few drummers. There are a few studios. Sorry, and a lot of drummers as well. So there is
Mm.
this guy Ralph Salmins gets a lot of calls. I mean,
It's Freddie, Freddie
there's Freddie.
Sheed.
Yeah, Freddie is
What
he's
a
working a lot.
monster, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's
I
yeah
love that guy's playing so much.
yeah yeah. Freddie, yeah, he's I think he's on. I don't know if he's on tour still. Yeah, with Lewis Capaldi, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, his playing is incredible, and yeah, he does also a bit of recordings. I think a bit. He does quite a lot remotely as well. Uh,
Mm.
but yeah, it's a very like small community in terms of
Yeah.
probably versus LA. Actually, if you could give us like an hint, like how if someone is moving to LA or wants to move to LA as a session drummer, what's like? Can you give us like a bit of a
Yeah. How do
guidance
you
on
do it?
how
Yeah.
to?
I mean, the how to is so, I was even trying to come up with how I've learned even just to this point or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's hard. I think, I don't know. I mean, I think like some practical things, which are maybe sort of obvious that I've had to develop, I think, is just learning stuff super quickly. Like being able to like listen to a song once, have an idea, you know, and and know what to do, or at least have like a good starting point, and being able to execute, like just move like efficiently and quickly, learning music quickly.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a really practical thing. Maybe that's pretty surface advice, but I think it's true.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still
Do,
navigating all this
no,
myself,
no,
so
no.
it's.
Of course, yeah. Do you recommend going like to jam sessions or all that, just like to meet,
I mean, I
kind of
guess to
creative people?
meet people, it's all changed so much too since COVID.
Mm,
Um, I had a heyday at this venue called Hotel Cafe, um, where I think that's where I met a lot of people from like playing. So I play, and then other people see you play, and it was this singer-songwriter community, and I wound up playing on a lot of their records from these artists, and you know, um, it was just like I think that's how I sort of cultivated a little bit of what I'm still riding the coattails on, is like
mm,
this one venue and the type of like artists that played there, and me just being there all the time playing. Um, yeah, I think it's like important to not just meet people, but like for people to see you play, and people to see you play in like kind of like an authentic space, like where
yeah,
you can be yourself,
yeah,
and uh, I don't know. I think that's sort of, maybe that's how some of it has worked for me. It's like, uh, yeah, just
yeah,
people
yeah,
watching
yeah.
you play and you
Nice.
seeing you enjoy yourself and hopefully sound good,
Yeah, 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 yeah. How was your experience working with Jack Conte,
Oh
with
gosh, I
Unconventional?
love Jack. Man, what a guy. He's such an amazing he's such an amazing guy, but he's such an
Yeah.
amazing producer. Because you can tell he has so much experience, like just running the ship. Like
Mm,
from being like a CEO of like the Patreon, like this huge, amazing company that's helped creators so much. Um, but he just has this like everything's so contagious. He has this energy that's just he's bringing the best out of everyone, and I've learned a lot from that. I feel like good musicians, especially in the studio, everyone does that. Like
yeah,
you have this ability to like make the other person sound good, or like just help them sound as best as they can by just being, being a good energy around them, just like having
yeah.
fun, being excited, being creative together, just being helpful. Yeah, he just has this like way of bringing the best out of everyone that
Nice.
he comes in contact with, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Because he also played also with Scary Pockets, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because those guys, they I mean, I guess you have to be very switched on because some of the arrangements
sure. And so
they're quite
what's
full
really
on.
cool about those sessions, um, is they would happen so quickly, again, like so fast, where you show up and you don't even know what songs you're doing, and there could be five of them, and you've got 6 hours and a lunch break to do all of
Mm,
it. And so it's a full take. It's like everything's bleeding into everything else, and you're not like chopping or doing any editing or whatever, so it's like it got to be a take.
yeah,
But you're moving fast because you got to get on to the next song. I mean, it was sort of this era of like just putting content out, right? Like, yeah, almost as much of it as you can, but you want it to be good. You don't want to put out crappy content. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, like Jack in those scenarios, it's like no one knows where to start. You just like spawn an idea. And so I would start playing a drum beat, and Jack is like, yes, like do that, do that.
Okay.
And then like someone starts playing something, and he's like, yes, and that's just sort of how it comes together. And then you have like a section, and then you're gonna like, all right, let's stop and like let's find a B section now, and then now let's play it together. And you know, within sometimes like 45 minutes, you have like you've
Full
done the
arrangement.
take. Yeah, you've
Yeah,
done
yeah,
your
yeah.
arrangement and played it 3 times and picked one of those takes.
Do you normally take a break before recording, or because I guess like if you're like 45 minutes on the arrangements and just
Yeah.
coming up with parts all the time, then you go like, all right, let's record this. I mean, I don't know. Are you guys doing the whole thing just all at
I
once and then
I
take
mean,
a break?
sometimes usually you're just going, but I mean, there's always a different um different process for everyone. I mean, sometimes if you're just like creatively stuck or you're in a rut, then it's nice to like go take 5 and
Yeah,
sip on
yeah,
a
yeah,
coffee for a second. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, it time is like money for so many people, and so it's like it's never like the most fun to just crank out like so many songs in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a small amount of time, but like a lot of times I feel like that's sort of what's happening,
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I
just
guess
because
yeah.
of that, just because of like really just for financial
For
reasons, not for creative reasons. Like a lot of I would love to like take time if something's not working, instead of force something. But
yeah,
um
yeah, yeah. Yes, you have to do
yeah,
yeah with the time you have to kind of plow on as much as possible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you also worked with Jason Mraz, right? How was that experience
that was
working with
great. That
Jason?
was with this I did this record um called No. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
KNOW with a producer friend. They call me this guy Andrew Wells. And yeah, I mean, it was great. Jason's an
Mm,
incredible, he's an incredible guy. He's an amazing musician. I mean, he's been doing it for so long at this point.
yeah.
But yeah, it was super, super fun. I mean, I love his
It was
music.
it
And
was in the
so,
session. It was
I
there.
mean,
It was
we did like, I don't know how many sessions we did over the course of maybe 3 or 4 months or something.
mm,
Um, yeah, I mean, he maybe wasn't at everything, but
yeah,
a lot of them. And
yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
was
yeah,
great. That was a great experience. That was a super fun project to be a part of for sure.
yeah.
Andrew Wells
Nice.
he's really great. He's a great producer, but he's an amazing engineer, really amazing
Okay.
engineer. So he was basically engineering all of that too, I would
Yeah,
say. Like great drum sounds, really, really great
yeah.
pop drum sounds.
Nice, nice, nice.
Mhm.
Do you reckon like it's? I mean, I guess it's of course it's important. Like the relationship between drummer and engineer in those kind of sessions. I guess you guys have to be. I
Yeah,
would say best
totally.
buddies, but if you kind of
Yeah.
have to understand
I
each
mean,
other.
I feel like I'm very rarely do I know more than any engineer I've worked with, it's like it really is a whole other, it's like learning an instrument, I've been
Yes,
playing drums for almost 30 years or yeah, almost 30 years at this point. And if I had been engineering for that long, it's like it is
different skill
sort of
set.
like it's a skill set.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, it's usually I never gonna I'm never like telling an engineer to like maybe move this microphone, I feel like
No, no,
that's
no, no.
kind of
But
like
just like
stepping
kind
out.
of helping each other out instead of just like
Totally. I
because
mean, like being on the same page about like just like more macro ideas, like what the sound is gonna feel like more
yeah.
roomy or whatever, or what mics are gonna be crushed through it, like can
Mm-mm.
dictate like how loud I'm gonna play, how I'm gonna play the cymbals.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then maybe like what drums I might use or like what
yeah.
medium, like what kind of stick. I don't know, stuff like that. Definitely is I feel like I collaborate a lot on with
Nice.
engineers.
Nice, nice. And,
Um
and
yeah.
with producers as well, do you kind of like still like a relationship with the producers there, so that you try to understand what kind of idea they have in mind? Because sometimes I don't know. At least I find there is the idea they have in mind, and I'm there like trying to understand
Yeah.
where exactly they want to go, and it's hard sometimes to translate those ideas and just put them into the drum. Not put it into the
Yeah,
drums, but you know what I mean. Like,
totally.
yeah,
Totally, man.
uh,
I mean, there's different, again, there's like different kinds of producers. Like I definitely do these there some sessions where it's like the producer's a drummer, and so
yeah,
he'll be like, why don't you use this symbol, put your right hand here, try playing eighth note. It's like really. And then there's
specific.
other things. It's usually not the producer, I would say, as much as it's the
The artist,
artist. And
probably.
I
Yeah.
do love this so much. Like when
Mhm.
an artist is like, it's feeling too like windy,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right. And I mean, that could mean so many things, but it
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be as
yeah,
something as simple as like I was playing brushes and I was doing that. And so the actually meant it was like a windy sound. It's like, okay, so I'm not going to swish, I'll hit and,
yeah,
strike instead. I don't know. But I mean, I honestly, I love that kind of,
yeah.
conversation, just like the abstract, like, you know, out into the
Yeah.
abyss. We're just searching. I mean, I kind of live for that.
Really? Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm the same. I love that. I just wish there was an easier way, an easier
sure.
way
I
in.
mean,
Like,
it is so
yeah,
easy to get frustrated in a lot of those scenarios.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's not even the frustration to me. It's more like the kind of, I'm like, I get it, but I don't know how to,
yeah,
how
sure.
to get there, or
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
sometimes.
I mean it's a that's a good like vessel for just coming up with stuff you've never done before, or like being
Mm,
going on some creative journey that's a mystery again. Like what I was saying, like where you're just gonna put something in front of you that you have to figure out and you've never done it before, and but
yeah,
you just try, and then
yeah,
maybe you fall on your face, but like sometimes the act of just like trying something new, like hearing the artist say like, oh, it's got to feel like more purple. You're like, all right, well, let's do something purple. I mean, I don't know, but it'll spawn like an idea that you're like, I don't know if maybe this is purple.
yeah,
Does this make sense? Like, but
yeah.
it's just
True.
something new,
Yeah, yeah,
just take your
absolutely.
creative brain to a different place
To a different level.
it's never been.
Nice, nice, awesome, man. Man, we normally do like this thing towards the end of every episode where we do 10 rapid fire questions, which they're never rapid fire. So
Okay, all right, good.
feel
Because
free to expand if you want. So first one is top three albums for best drum sound.
oh
I
gosh,
know this is horrible. This is
I don't even think I can name one right now,
really.
honestly.
Oh, so I normally go this way. Like, because to me it changes every single day. Like, it's, oh, not every single day, but it changes. So let's say as of today, like right now, whatever comes to mind.
I'm just gonna say stuff that's coming to mind.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
this gosh, I love Supreme, but I think it's
Love
maybe
Supreme.
even more of the playing.
Nice.
Um, you know, uh, Hi Ho, that Blake Mills record.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
I I remember hearing those drums for the first time,
Yeah. They're
and
great.
there's like a song where Keltner's just coming in like this freight train. I mean, that's sorry, they just come into my head. So okay, there's two. Um, man, how about oh man. This is so difficult. Sorry, this is not rapid
No.
fire at all,
No.
like
No.
you were
No. No.
saying.
No. Don't worry.
Um, oh, dude, trying to think of something kind of like new.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, gosh, there was this Bahamas record
Oh yeah.
that
Yes.
that's kind of a new thing, right? What was it called? It was like had like James
Uh.
Gadsden and Pino.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
hearing that and I thought it was so rad too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't,
Nice.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know who
remember the
produced
name
that.
of the
I
record,
don't remember
but
the name
yeah,
of it. Rapid
yeah, yeah.
fire.
Rapid fire. Nice one. Second one is favorite part of your job.
Favorite part of my job?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I love working with other people. I love being able to collaborate, uh, and be creative
Yeah.
with
Nice.
others, I would say.
Nice. Nice. Third one is worst part of your job.
Worst part of my job, leaving town
Okay.
as a parent, especially,
Hmm.
um, and moving my hardware bag.
Oh yeah. It's horrible.
I've
Yeah.
never had a hardware case. I've had a mic stand bag that I've just thrown all of my stuff in, and like the zipper's broken. It's the worst. I mean, I've literally been doing this for, you know, 18 years now at this point, and it's a mic stand bag, like one of those like
Is it?
sort of black canvas or whatever bags.
All right. It's not
And
like in
it's
one of those hardware,
no,
hard
no
case,
wheels. It's
no
like
wheel.
just it's like, world's strongest man competition. Like it's yeah.
Love it. I love it. It's so good. Four is a piece of gear you cannot do without when recording drums at the moment. I guess
Mm,
except sticks, of course, because sticks
right.
they
I was about to
yeah.
say that. That would have been a lame answer. Um, it's not a piece of gear, but I have like my bag of tricks. There's like this bag. I have a bunch of like baskets just full of like, random things I've acquired throughout the years, like weird shakers and trinkets and little toys and stuff. And
Mm,
there's a bunch of baskets, but there's always one bag where the stuff kind of like rotates in and out of. And I feel like I always have to bring that bag with me whenever
nice.
I'm recording something, because it's just, I'll reach in the bag and I don't know what I'm going to pull out, and then it could be a thing, you know.
Nice. Nice. That's cool. Five is dream artists you love to record for.
Oh man.
This is horrible again, but
Well, I think the ship sailed already, but man, I would have loved to record with Frank Sinatra.
oh
Some of
yes,
some of my absolute favorite recordings.
yeah, I love
And
the
I love
sounds
the
and the
drum. I mean, just everything, like his voice, the songs, the orchestral elements, the drummer role, the feel. I mean, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I guess that ship. I don't know. I don't know if there's a current one. That was Rapid Fire, Frank
Yeah,
Sinatra.
yeah, no,
So
no, sure. Yeah, is there just to open like a parenthesis? Do you do many orchestra big band sessions
no. Well,
or
do you know
no?
what?
Okay.
No, but it's a huge part of my background. I
Mm.
mean, so yeah, in school, like I said, I was studying orchestral percussion, but I said I didn't play drum set. That was a lie. I played in the big band. That was the only
Ah,
time I got to play drum set. It was like, we had two rehearsals a week or whatever. And
yeah, yeah,
so, um, yeah, so I definitely have like a soft spot for that sort of thing. And even when I moved here, I think some of the first like gigs I got, I mean, were like subbing for some teachers, or like, older
mm,
like drummers in their big bands.
sure, sure, sure.
And not really even doing gigs, like you just like sub a rehearsal, and so but it was so fun to me. It was a great way to like keep up like your reading chops. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um
yeah, yeah,
yeah, there's something, it's really big band drumming, there's something that's so, oh, it's so like, it's just its own animal,
yeah, yeah,
like with just the feel and like the setups and just this huge band, like playing with however many people,
sure.
15 plus people. It's it's so much fun.
Insane.
It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing.
So good, so good. Um, I mean, this. Uh, is there like any way that you would recommend how to practice feel? Because
Feel.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's stuff. I think just letting something develop really naturally is probably the best way. Trying to not be like a robot, you know? I
mm-hmm.
mean, like I remember like I spent so much time like doing all of these things to, and it's important to play to a click, but playing to it in a way where it was like bearing the click and like having it be perfect. And um so I'm not even trying to knock that. I think that's great. But something that I think I started doing some years back I mean, of course, just like playing along to recordings, but I I used to have I used to live in this like this little bachelor pad. I had a vinyl player, and I would have to play really quiet. I was in like a mother-in-law unit, so it was like my own space, but I lived in a bigger, like the smaller part of a bigger house. So like I
Mm.
shared a ceiling, and my landlord was amazing, super cool. Shout out Bill and Elisa Marsh, the most amazing
Yes.
people on the planet. But what I would do, I wouldn't play very loud, and I had this vinyl player that I loved, like this rad like receiver and amp, and I would put on. I had these records. Gosh, there's some specific ones. There's like this Errol Garner record. It's like orchestral records, not
Okay.
necessarily like classical, but records where it was just filled with like a lot of other instruments, and you couldn't really hear the drums. Like the drums were maybe it was like recorded in a way where it was they're really quiet, or they didn't
Mm.
exist. And I remember just like playing along. If I put those on, I just play along to it. Like however, not just like however whatever creative thing I could
Okay.
come up with, like being
Nice.
colorful, improvising. But there was something about like being just like listening and playing, having to follow a little more than like dictate so hard, I guess,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
finding
Yeah.
the middle ground. Just with there's going to be so much ebb and flow, and you just have to make the ebb and flow feel good. So I mean, I think that was a pretty valuable time. Where I was doing that a lot, like just
Yeah.
yeah, playing. It was basically
Nice.
playing along to records, I guess, but doing
Yeah.
so in a
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I wasn't even like really hearing drums and playing along to drums. It was like
Yeah.
playing along to
There wasn't like a
like a whole
pulse.
orchestra.
Just like, yeah, there wasn't like a
Yeah,
metronome or thing.
you have to feel the pulse like in a different
Exactly.
way. It doesn't like, for me, it like doesn't hit me in the head like it's like it hits me like in the bottom of my body.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sense? I'm starting to get
Sure.
weird,
Yeah.
but
No. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. 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 Wait. Oh, there you go. Is there a book or a video that you would recommend? Video tutorial that you would recommend uh,
Dave
to
Weckl,
people?
Back to Basics. I'm just kidding. No,
Wow.
but that's an amazing. No, I'm
Same.
just kidding. But I mean, heck yeah. I mean, I remember
Yeah.
getting that VHS when I was in fourth grade. It blew my mind.
Nice.
Um, dude, no, sorry, that was
No,
kind of
no,
a
no.
dumb joke.
You would
Uh,
recommend to record drums and how to record drums and how to record drums
yeah,
and
honestly,
playing.
Dan Bailey, during COVID, I bought his course. I mean, dude, he's
Insane.
the best, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I would say, for like a really practical current thing, yeah, hit Dan up, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
You don't even need a book, just go take him out to coffee.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I love it. That's like sometimes you answer questions on Instagram, and
Yeah.
yeah, insane. Yeah. The next one is like kind of related. Who's your inspiration when it comes to recording drums
It
as a
comes to
drummer?
recording drums. Well, I think my North Star for the longest time now has been Brian Blade.
Yes.
Do you know he's man, I mean, I remember, have you ever seen Blade play?
I've seen him. I've seen him recording with Daniel Lanois. I was in studio there when they
No
were
way.
recording. Yeah, it was like life changing experience.
Whoa, what
Yeah,
were they working on?
they were working on. Well, Daniel Lanois had this project called with this singer. I can't remember now her
Black Dub?
name. Black Dub. That's the one. That's the one
No
exactly.
way.
Yeah, I was in studio when they were there, and they were recording live. The singer, she was playing guitar, Brian Blade on drums, and Daniel Lanois standing in between, just giving
Wait, hold
directions.
on a second. Do you remember when this was?
This was probably 2008 or 9. Uh,
There's some YouTube footage. Maybe is this, I don't
so
know where
yeah,
this
so
was
I
recorded.
was I was there. I was there, like
No
in black and
way.
white. Yeah, 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 I was there because it was done at Berkeley that recording, and I was at
Oh
Berkeley at the
yeah.
time.
That's right. It was Berkeley. Okay, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, dude. What an
it
experience that
was.
must have been. I watched it's I'd Rather Go Blind.
That's
Trixie
the
Willie
one.
singing I'd Rather Go Blind. And it's just
That's the
and
song.
Daniel, he's got this giant
I
notepad, like
know
he's
this.
like
Yeah.
Like he's like
Yeah.
reading something up. Oh man, that
Yeah. And it gives
um
direction. It just like kind of
yeah.
mimes to Brian Blade. Okay, now just build it up a bit more, and
So,
just
but
put
man,
Brian.
that was so perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
I get so inspired by even that like one specific video. I've watched it so many times, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Brian's, everything's just so inspired. That's so cool. You got to see that. I'm
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
jealous. But he's definitely someone that just he hits me in a different way, you
Yeah.
know?
For sure.
Like I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah.
even like really put into words, but
Yeah.
it's not just
Uh,
recording, it's just the way
Everything
he plays. It's everything.
is life. The guy
Yeah. There's just a
is everything.
spirit. There's just a
Yeah.
spirit that he embodies and exudes. It's just and it's again, it's like that contagious thing like I was talking about Jack. Like you see him play or you hear him play and you just feel a certain way. It's
Yeah.
hard to know what else to say about it.
Yeah. 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 For sure. For sure. Nine is best advice you've ever received.
Best advice I've ever
Advice.
received?
Yeah.
Hmm. Like musical advice?
Yeah. I would say. I
Not like
mean,
it's
it
not
could
like
be
parenting
anything.
advice.
Yeah. Even
Um,
that. Why not?
yeah, no, I think that's tough. Sorry, rapid fire, rapid fire. I just be yourself. Be
Be
your
yourself.
authentic self. All the parts maybe you don't even like about yourself. I don't know. I think
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
like
Nice.
look at yourself in the mirror and just try to be okay with it.
That's
Do
cool.
whatever you have to do to just yeah.
Nice. And worst advice you've ever received.
Worst advice. Um, man, that's funny. Uh, worst advice. Oh gosh, this is funny. This is a funny story. So sorry, this isn't rapid fire at all.
No, no, it's fine.
Man, I had this drum set from middle school. I had a PV Radial Pro
Oh wow.
1000. Do you know about these drum sets?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know
Have you,
PV. They also do like. I have a PV PA system as well. I
right,
remember. I
exactly.
remember they were
They
doing drums as
made they
well.
made for a good chunk of time they made drums. And these drums were insane. I mean, so the big joke is they looked crazy. They looked like they belonged in outer space. Like I remember our joke was like they call them space muffins. You just got to look up a picture. The PV Radial Pro 1000, and I had like glossy yellow, like the bright yellow. And I remember I first moved to town, and I was playing um on like this musical theater gig, and I was there you know, 3 nights a week. And I was still meeting people, but it was like one of my first like gigs I got to be a part of. I started subbing for a friend of mine and it was this consistent thing. It was great. And I remember I would bring these drums. I'd bring my PV Radial Pros, and the bass player. I don't want to say his name. I mean, he might even listen to this. I don't know. I mean, I love this man so much, and he would laugh about this now too. But I remember him telling me, he was like, "Hey, dude, like, if you want to like do more, work more, get gigs, whatever, you probably need to get rid of those drums."
Wow.
And I did, and I got rid of the
Nice.
PVs, and I look back at it now, and I'm like, why did I do that?
Uh,
That was like, so that was the worst advice. That guy, it was the worst
yeah.
advice because I never should have got rid of that drum set. They're the coolest drums. They looked
Yeah.
crazy. Maybe it was the
Yeah.
right thing to do at that time,
Yeah.
but
But you should have
but
kept them
now
just for
I
yourself. Just
yeah,
like
I mean they sound incredible. Those drums are, and they don't make
really.
them anymore. And
Right.
um, yeah,
I'll look them up. I'll see if they.
you
If
yeah
you
you
can
you
find
won't
them.
you won't be able to unsee them.
Okay. Once you've seen them, it's forever.
Yeah,
Nice. Do you have any piece of advice for young musicians that want to do exactly what you do? Like,
yeah, man. I mean, this would be this career is really hard. It is hard for me in my life right now, and it's really hard now, like being a parent and juggling all these things. And I think if you know, I didn't love it, if I didn't like, I mean, I really, really love it because then I don't think you should do it. So
yeah,
I think the advice is like, only don't get into it for the money.
Mm.
Don't get into it for like, there's like, we work with celebrities sometimes. You just have to love playing music, like where it's like you don't know what else to do with your life. Like this is the only thing you're so passionate about it. I think that's what makes it work,
Nice,
you know?
nice. That's great. That's great, man.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Where is if people wanna get in touch with you? You know, they wanna call you for sessions and
Y-
stuff like that. Where's the best place to
Yeah.
reach?
I mean, I guess just like, Instagram's like
Instagram.
the internet business card. Yeah, I'm there at
That's
Drum
cool.
Bird with a Y. Bird's my middle name.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I guess that's
Perfect.
probably the easiest thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know.
I'll put that in the description notes for sure.
Cool.
All right, cool. Rob, man, thank you so much for your time. Really
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you,
And
man. Thanks for having me. This was super fun. I always get a little nervous. I haven't done like a ton of these, but I always,
no,
I tend to um not I'm not a great speaker. Right? I can just go
no,
off on these tangents. So hopefully this was
no,
usable and I
no.
didn't,
This is phenomenal. This is great. So, man, once again, thank you so much. Really.